Hello, how you guys doing? You guys doing good? We're doing a bit of March of the Mice today. We got a good one, I think. I split this one into two different segments because I feel like this one needs to be two different segments. So hopefully that's all right with y'all. So chapter 12 is also going to be incredibly important. But chapter 11, gonna be a pretty important one because I think the chapter 11 is gonna be a lot of the decision making for chapter 12. I'm spoiling things, I think. Let's just so who has not been here before, because we're gonna play the summary real quick, which should help everyone out who hasn't seen this before. Should help people out who just need a little refresher as well. Rev Pogbot has not seen this before, but he is ready to go. He is pogging. I forgot to get straw poll up, and I forgot to get that tool up. You know, I've been let me go ahead and double check. So straw poll, you still working? Create a poll. There we go. All right. This is Pogbot's first March of the Mice. Yeah, so for Pogbot and anyone else who is this is your first time, I'm gonna go and play the summary real quick, which just tells you everything you need to know about the March of the Mice. Also, thank you Punstar Tracer for the 22 months of support, and thank you Pimp Master Stallion for the 10 months of support. Thank you guys so much. It's very cool of you, and let's just get into it. Let me go ahead and turn that off, and then here's the intro. Here's the summary, and then we'll do a what happened last time, because it's been a month about. So let's get into it. Welcome to a primer on the March of the Mice, a Twitch plays D&D interactive choose-your-own-adventure style game hosted by me on twitch.tv/RevScarecrow. This is a primer to just let you know how to participate and what's going on. Every now and then, I'll ask what you guys want to do. You can either vote in the straw poll that I'll post in chat, or you can add options to it by clicking on the Add March of the Mice option down in the chat. The March of the Mice takes place in a post-human society where animals of various kinds have taken over as the major dominant species. Our story starts with Bree, the protagonist, having a nice birthday, hanging out with their father, and just hanging out with friends and having a good day in the nameless village that they grew up in the Falling Moon Kingdom. Unfortunately, though, they are drafted into the Council's army. The Council is made up of 4 different countries that are all working together as a sort of United Nations sort of front. The Council is currently trying to fight off a wave of random attacks from the Deathhead Pirates, as well as the Black Paw terrorist organization. And it is for this reason that Bree was enlisted into the army. After Bree goes through boot camp, they get assigned to a deer tank along with their childhood friend Abe and a neurotic little mouse named Greg. Leading this tank is Good Luck Charlie. This deer tank is on its way to the front lines, but on its way there to fight the Black Paw terrorists, they are going to have to make several different decisions and fight various different battles and act as not only military but also police in a variety of different situations. And now you know the basics of the March of the Mice. I hope you enjoy. New streams on the last Thursday of every month. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. All right, and that's the summary. It actually is set up so I can't hear it, so hopefully that was everything you needed to know. But let's talk about what happened on last time, because it has been it's been a minute. So last time you guys were on the way to the war front with everyone else, and you had stopped to have just a little reminisce around a campfire, just talk about things that happened. For instance, the fact that you and Abe did a play together, because you guys grew up together, where you played a soldier of the army that you're actually now a part of, and he played the just big bad guy from the Black Paw terrorist organization. Then you had a little dance with this girl that you didn't know at the time liked you, and it was all very sweet and very nice. Then Charlie told you guys about the time that he almost died, or one of the times that he almost died, because the Black Paw terrorists tried to kill a whole line of deer tanks and did successfully kill everyone but him. by the use of bombs, which everyone thought was super messed up and an awful story. And that, I think, is everything. Is there a way we can quickly clip that? Yeah, if someone wants to clip that for us, that way we can just link that as the last time for anyone who... Is there a button for that? There's not. All right, cool. There's not a button for... Oh, there is. All right, let's see if... Hopefully that was a good enough explanation. All right, so how far back does that go? Okay, not far enough. Someone want to actually clip that so that way we can get it for people who are coming in late to do the go over. But anyway, let's get into this chapter. Chapter 11, The Gamble. So you've spent the last few weeks on the road, on the way to the war front. And it's almost time for you guys to, actually get there, actually meet up with the people that you're supposed to. Just walking your way through a huge, dense forest when you're on spotting duty. Ended up seeing a guy flagging you down, staying in the middle of the road, telling you guys to pull off to the side. This is right about the rally point, so this should be where you need to go. You know your flags well enough to know that. Oh, I don't even have this. Hold on. Where's the ambience? There we go. There's some ambience for you. Charlie's steering the tank, and he's asking what's going on because you have been silent for a minute. I guess we could do a real quick poll. Let me go ahead and pull that up, decide whether or not you guys want to actually do this thing. Let me clear out all the options from the last time. Complete all. And we're going to go ahead and open up redemptions again, starting now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and copy paste those on over. I don't know how long the session's going to be. Someone commented recently that the sessions have been getting shorter. I apologize for that. That's on me, obviously. The advantage of doing everything yourself is you get all of the cool times when things go right and all of the responsibility for when they go wrong. So there are limits to how much art I can do in a month, especially because... I did most of this art while I was also working on the last painting, the Elden Ring painting, if you guys saw that. So if this one's not super long, I apologize in advance. But this one should be an important one. And I didn't want to, try and cram in a whole bunch of art and screw it up. So allow multiple choices. And I don't care if you use multiple accounts. Whatever. Don't cheat. All right, cool. You can tell the older art from the newer art, for sure. The art is much cleaner than it used to be, but it's a lot slower, which is the unfortunate part. It's sort of like, do I want the art to be good or do I want the art to be fast? So there's the poll. Vote. Vote. Then I'm going to go and complete all those. Boo, boo, boo. I think in the future I could probably do a thing sort of like March of the Mice where I draw everything, but I'd also like to I'd also like to do it like Town of Nowhere, where I don't have to constantly. I'm sorry, I just now realized that one of the options that I allowed was unending penis barrage. Guys, what? That I don't know what that means, and we're not allowing that to be a thing. Am I excited about the new 40K game? Yeah. If it actually comes out. If you mean Demon Gate, then no. I don't care about that at all. It looks bad. I actually have no idea what to count this as. Like, if I should call it, it's the XCOM one. Yeah, I don't really care about that one. Yeah, we're not gonna use. I'm excited for the Left 4 Dead one. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we also do have a massive storm rolling through, so if stream just cuts out all of a sudden, I apologize. You need to coin a term for this. To be fair, the March of the Mice folder on my computer where all of this stuff is being kept is not actually called March of the Mice, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just called the next Town of Nowhere thing. And it's in another folder called Secret Project. Yeah, March of the Mice, next Town of Nowhere like. So I actually put it in a different folder called March of the Mice. Is March of the Mice a roguelike? No. What? So I think the next one we'll try and have some of the stuff we had in the first thing. But Town Likes, that's a good one. Okay. So it looks like a majority of the votes are going with ask him to identify himself and why he's flagging us down. And ask the rest of the crew what they think about this. So all of them are kind of... Okay, so ask him to identify himself is the top by 1 vote. So I'm going to go with that because it's against what the other ones do. Normally I try and make them... No, the barrage did not get enough votes. Unfortunately. Also, I would not allow it because that doesn't make sense. Rev Pogbot? No. Jesus, that thunder is pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Anyway, you kind of like signal back to him with your flags because you know how to do the flag thing too. You ask him what he's doing or why he's flagging you down, to which he communicates back like, this is the rally point. Pull over, off to the side of the road into the field with the other deer. Less words are used, but that's the general like gist of what he's got there. And Charlie asks what you would like to do from there. What rally are we talking? So when I'm saying rally point, this is like a military thing. Like when you want everyone to go and do an action, like, engage with the enemy to some degree, you usually want them all to show up to the same place at the same time and then like have an organized push from there. It's not a rally race. You guys are organizing for war. That's what I mean. Yes. You guys are going to a place where there's yeah. This is not a protest. No, you're riding in a tank. Do you really want to show up to a protest in a tank? Chat says yes. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. The cops, okay. All right. Depends on whether or not you agree with the protest or not. That's true. I'll go ahead and add some options, but do you guys just want to pull over? I guess I could just... Why don't I just do a vibe check instead of adding options? Yes or no, would you like to pull over, or would you like to do something else? I think that's just fine to do a vibe check. Okay, cool. So a majority of chat says yes. So, you instruct Charlie to go ahead and pull the deer over to the clearing off to the side, and in the clearing there's already a few deer that are just there chilling as people scurry about and do their things. There's one that's got the banner of the council over it, and then another one that's got the sanguinary line flag. There's a small cut in the bushes that leads off to the trenches that they've dug. As far as the last signals that you were able to get, last information you were able to get, the rally point is here because it is believed that's where the leader of the Black Politeris is, and so yeah. One of the people, or one of the mice from the bushes, comes over and kind of flags you down specifically. It says, "Hey, you must be Bree. You're the hero of St. Greg's Place. Your attention is required by the in the war room." Let me open up more redemptions. I guess there's not much to do with that. Try petting a deer. I really wanted to draw that. Like, that deer right there, the one with the sanguinary line flag, is like, that one is just asking for scritches. You know what I mean? The one on the left. I will go to the war room if there's free pizza. Try petting a deer. You pet a deer. You can pet your own deer. Why not? You cry a little bit. Ask if they have cigars. I don't smoke, sir. I'm just a standard issue soldier. What do they want me for? I'm not a hero. I'm just a little guy. I'm just running around. Well, they seem to think that you're important, so if we can get your attention there. Petting is a free action, as is crying. Can we pet the little guy? You're the little guy. I don't know as if you can pet yourself. Chat, confirm, deny. Can you pet yourself? And is it weird? Okay. Would you like to pet your own head? Like a normal person do? Yeah, I paused the redemptions because it seemed like chat was kind of vibing with the idea. Yes. Okay. Sure. So you pat yourself on the head. Everyone considers this weird. You're led around to the there's a bit of a cut in the bushes where the trench begins, and they've got this little entrance down into the trenches proper. Off in the distance is some sort of fortification. Who's going in the room with us? They specifically asked for your attention. Charlie has stayed behind to tend to the deer, make sure that it's all set up, and everyone else is just gonna go and get orders elsewhere. Figure out what's actually going on. They think it's weird? It is weird. We're helping the deer organize. Sort of. But our emotional support comrades in arms. They specifically asked for you to come down into the war room. As you're entering the trench, following behind this guy who got your attention, a little bit of like gunfire goes out, trying to like catch you as you're going in, but you make it into the trench without getting hit. But they are definitely trying to get you as you're trying to get in. Yeah, they keep trying to hit us, but just as long as you stay in the trench, you should be fine. Hey, Rat King, it's me, Bree, again. I'm fucking around and still finding out. You're led towards the war room, which is just sort of a small like section, a bunker section of the trench that has like some curtains in front of it to you know. Yeah. Pushing inside brings you to the war room proper. Inside is two gentlemen that you don't recognize and King Ava of the Sanguinary line. Somehow ended up making it there before you. It's fairly dark in there, but who is this king? This is the... You'll remember him as the guy who bitch slapped you real fucking hard the last time you met him because you didn't address him properly and didn't treat him with enough respect. He didn't teleport, he just happened to be riding the same direction as you. Treat him with even less respect this time. He says... as you come in, he goes, to be clear, everyone just for some reason respects you, so I expect you to shut up and sit down and not get in the way. We're planning how exactly we're going about this. He's not the king of your kingdom, to be clear. Laid out in front of them is a map of the surrounding area. So I'm going to explain this map a bit, and then we can talk about it some. So in the very center there's a little piece that represents the unknown forces that are inside the lines, right? The place where you got stopped and told to turn off the road is over on the left side. You'll see the road, and then there's a little pond there. And then you can see a bunch of little deer markers for where they're stationed right now. There's a trench line that goes all the way around the outside of the fortification they've got. And then there's little like boxy things to represent the different war room or you know bunkers that you've got. And then on the inside there's three pieces representing the different entrances to the place. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay, cool. Which box are we in? You're in the box, left side box, closest to the deer. Can someone explain how we got here? You rode your deer until you got here, and then you got into the trench, and you got into the... So you're looking at it as you would be from this position. You can see the king at the top of this image here. You're not playing Warhammer. You guys are they're strategizing about how they're going to deal with the situation that's ahead of them. Are the mice pieces our troops? Yes. So you've surrounded a fortress, correct? So they're all standing around talking. The person on the left is wearing an outfit that you're not quite familiar with, and considering this is supposed to be a combined arms sort of thing, it's likely that he's from the Garden Wall, which is a another region associated with the guy on the right is he's wearing the fatigues of someone from the Falling Moon Kingdom. And then directly in front of you is King Ava from the Sanguinary line. This is a first-person image, yes. I drew a lot of these first-person for no reason this episode, I'm sorry. Alright. So it seems like you've come into them having a mid-conversation argument of exactly how they're going to deal with this situation. The man from the Falling Moon Kingdom says, okay, so we've got the situation, we've got them surrounded, and they've been surrounded for a week. Now, I think that it's best that if we do push forward, that we push forward with a deer assault first and have the infantry follow up behind. It's unlikely that they have any major anti-tank weaponry, so we should be able to make it into the walls fairly easily. The man from the Garden Wall refutes. I think we should hold off. We've got them boxed in. There's absolutely no reason for us to push forward at this point. If we push in, we set ourselves up to possibly have some casualties that we don't need to. We know that they're not getting any supplies, so there's absolutely no way that they're making any sort of gains. They're using their ammo on random pot shots at us. Attrition is the way at this point. King Ava is having absolutely none of it and begins just doing his thing and saying, there's absolutely no reason to stop. We should just push in now and push in hard. They're surrounded. We know they're out of ammo. We need to get them while they're at their weakest. If we wait any longer, it's very likely that they've got reinforcements coming. They haven't heard from their king in a while. It's likely that if they haven't, then that means that they are going to be wondering why they haven't gotten any messages recently. I have been in contact with the Merchant Crows, and they did a flyover and said that there is absolutely no that they have defenses going on. They're in there. We've seen him. He's in there. We can get him. Let's just go for this. There's absolutely no reason to wait. I'm going to open up redemptions. You're respected because you did successfully mount a defense in St. Greg's Place. Somewhat as a fluke, but somewhat due to your own decision-making. I don't think that we should push forward with the deer tank first. If we do, it's very likely that they've got, you know, some sort of traps on the way in, traps that can only be cleared by infantry. I say we push forward with the infantry first, have the deer tanks provide cover fire, and we do this clean and fast before they have a chance to mount a proper defense. King Ava concludes. Let's see what people say. Get the king to smack us again. Okay, so I didn't draw that because I didn't expect that you would actually, you know, go for that, but all right. Flanked from 3 sides. Are you sure there isn't an underground tunnel or some other way that they might be getting supplies? Be sure to double check. Saddam Hussein, which is just... The king might have buried himself? Nod and smile. Use fire. They wouldn't shoot randomly if they have no hopes of reinforcements. Think of Greg. Call them dumb. Agreeing. Well, they all have, like, differing opinions on how to do this. So far, the suggestions are wait it out and let this be an attrition war since they're surrounded. Push in with the tanks first or push in with the infantry first. Play them the cheers music until they give up. Agree with all of them. I mean, they're saying completely different things, so I don't think you're gonna share. You want to sing share at them. Share isn't a thing. Share has been dead for hundreds of years. Rev Pogbot is alright with that. It's a weird thing to pog at, man. Vote. Vote. Coat. Boat. Pogbot does not believe in life after love. The question is there life after love, but also is there life after death? What are we voting for? How exactly to address attacking the fortress that the leader of the Black Paw terrorist organization is currently in and is surrounded? Are there rats in addition to mice? Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that they're aware that they're different, but, you know, whatever. The Rat King is, you know, canonically a part of this as a religion, so, are they capybaras? I'm sure they are. This does not take place in a portion of the world where capybaras are, like, available. Are the deer small? The deer are deer size. Can we internally ask the Rat King what he thinks of this? The Rat King is all about, like, doing the best for, you know, the collective and, you know, realizing that we're interconnected regardless of who we are. Can we interact with the little map? Sure, you could you know, pick up pieces and stuff if you'd like. Eat the pieces. Eat the pieces. Consume. While everyone's arguing, you take a second to, like, reach your hand over to try and pick up one of the pieces to eat it. King Ava slaps your hand away, and you go back to sitting in silence. You're here to observe and to make it seem like you're part of this. You state, are you sure there isn't an underground tunnel or some other way that they might be getting supplies, an extra exit from the fortress that we don't know about? Has the surrounding area been properly searched and double-checked? we've had this entire situation, this entire base encircled for at least a week. There's no way that they could have burrowed that far in that amount of time that easily. And even if they had, like, we would have noticed some movement. The guy from the Falling Moon Kingdom says, King Ava, not to question you, sir, but did you say that you had paid the merchant crows to do investigations as flyovers? Yes, and what of it? Isn't that a war crime, sir? Is that something you're going to be reporting to someone? No, sir. Get the king to talk smack about us again. Feel like you need to say something in order to get that going, more so than anything. Wait, I'm stupid. Why would it be a war crime? It's generally expected that the merchant crows are supposed to be a neutral party, and so it's generally expected that they don't participate in wars. So if they want to have like the neutral status that they have to also not do that. They wouldn't shoot randomly if they had no hope of reinforcements, you say. Their shots are trying to get us when we pull in and out of the trenches. They aren't trying to shoot at us when we're just sitting in the trenches themselves. They're being very tactful about when they're shooting. Likely when they were shooting at you, they were just trying to get a pot shot. If they can take down a hero, it would be great. Really good for morale for them and really bad for morale for us. I would expect that you keep your head down. Your Majesty, though, the city could be booby-trapped with high-impact explosives. It could be. It could be. It could be anything. But it's unlikely, considering what was told. The city looks more or less just down to military soldiers and anyone who's supporting them at this point. Pirates don't have morals? These are, first off, A, they do. B, they are not, I know there might be an exit to the north side, but it's bothering me that there's no, there are no, so there'd be more trees over there. It's just sort of like they're off a little bit more. There's a bit of a clearing here, and there is no exit out of the north side of the fortress. That is correct. This is not a pirate. These are a separate so there's the Death Head pirates who you've been messing around with quite a bit and who Abe has a specific dislike of. When you were drafted specifically for the fight against the Black Paw terrorists who are basically just like holding out this area, this region of what is now part of the Garden Wall to try and claim it as their own and kick other people out and are raiding towns and that sort of thing. They're separate from the pirates. The pirates are just fucking around and doing their own thing for no reason because they're assholes like that. If they do have the area booby-trapped for tanks, I would imagine that we would have seen hide nor hair of that at this point. There's almost no possibility that they have that. If we're going to push in, we better push in with the armor in order to limit casualties. If they take out our heavy armor without us being able to address it, then we will be locked in a fight of infantry versus infantry, and we do not know the sizes of their forces unless if you know something that we don't, King Ava. It's King glowers at the man a bit as he says that. What was told to me by my contacts, if you will, is that they have a significant force inside the fortress, but they don't have any anti-armor. It's all the more reason that we should push in while we can. Why don't I go ahead and open up more redemptions so you guys can talk about things more. Can mice dig? Mice can dig. There are trenches surrounding the place. If we wait, the garden wall man again says, if we wait just another week, any sort of food store that they have will be exhausted. There's absolutely no chance that they'll be able to fight us when they're in that weakened state. We'll have an easy fight, and we won't have to take any unnecessary casualties. I don't know why you're so insistent on us pushing forward. King Ava continued to glower at him. If you want to be a coward, then just go back to your own kingdom. We don't need that here. I'm going to go and pause redemptions again. Can we distract them? Put them in the deep fryer. Do a little dance. Try and eat a piece again. You know, you're acting kind of sus. Make a suggestion to Metal Gear this. Loud noises 24/7. Get the pots and pans. Have you considered the plans that we found? Try eating the piece while staring deeply at the king and boggling. Can we distract the troops with a forest fire and charge from one direction? Send a secret mouse in to eat all of the food. Among Us. I'm sorry, I forgot to make it multiple choices. That is my bad. Do you guys want me to remake it with multiple choices? Why don't I do that real quick? Give me just a moment. Can we charge from the opposite direction with tanks and then have the infantry come in the other side? Put them in the deep fryer. Try and eat a piece again. Dance. You know you're acting kind of sus. Do you want to, like... Just in case if that one wins, can you guys explain to me what he's doing that's sus? Try and Metal Gear this. Loud noises 24/7. Get the pots and pans. Turn on multiple choices this time. Have you considered the battle plans? Try and eat the pieces again while staring deep at him. Send in a secret mouse to eat all of the food. Okay, got it. Okay, here's the poll again, but this time multiple choice. He's acting like he knows... King Ava is generally known as being outright aggressive all of the time. He's just sort of a... I mean, it is not common. In fact, he's the only king out of all the kingdoms who actually insists on being on the front lines. He is one of the most aggressive of the kings for that reason. How did he get elected? That's not how kings work. I love the cap on that one. What about elective monarchies? I'll tell you right now, I did not include that as a mechanic in this universe. You didn't vote for him. A, he's not from your nation. B, he's a king. That's it's a stereotype and offensive. What? That he's a king? Acting like he knows thing he doesn't know and is generally gaslighty and aggressive. I see. Yeah, no, it's oh, that kings can't be voted for. I'm like, what the fuck did I do that was offensive? That kings can't be voted for? I was not aware that was a thing that even kings could do. This universe has monarchs. Not elected monarchs. You let us vote all the time. Yes. The specific phrasing is a Sopranos reference. I see. You suggest, can we distract them with the tanks from one side when sending in the troops from the other side? We have them completely surrounded. It's actually incredibly possible with the 6 tanks that we'll eventually have available to us to completely encircle and be able to push in from every direction with very little effort. Again, based on if what King Ava is saying is correct, and it is, he notes. Based on the information that King Ava has given us, it seems like that they have no anti-tank weaponry, which means that they're completely unequipped for this fight if we push in with the tanks. Maybe we should consider sending some sort of reconnaissance spy to just stealth around and get inside. I don't see a... Considering that we get shot at if we try and exit the trenches, it'd take a full all-out push. It's no man's land between us and the fortress. You kind of look at the king and go, you know, you're acting kind of sus. Kind of acting a little suspicious, right? He glowers at you. I think the real case that we have here is that you are all cowards and not willing to push forward and actually make any sort of effort. You realize that this entire council, this entire war effort is predicated on us taking out this one individual. The sooner we do that, the sooner we can go back to our normal lives and our normal situations. I believe you're right with the deer. I think we could very easily push in with the deer with absolutely no consequence, and it'd be just the easiest push. There's nothing they can do to stop us. If there's nothing they can do to stop us, then there's absolutely no reason that we can't wait and just let the attrition set in. They'll take some more pot shots. They won't be able to hit anything. We've had no casualties, aside from standard sickness, to speak of. And even those we've been able to transport out of here. We can keep this up for months if we need to. There's absolutely no reason to rush this. We need to make sure that we get him, and we need to make sure that we don't lose this opportunity. If we push in, and we fail in our push, or we take too many casualties, it could be disastrous. I'm going to go ahead and create another poll. Complete all. Open up redemptions. The thunder is sounding pretty crazy outside. I really hope that we don't lose connection. Can you explain how a Trojan deer would work? Like, exactly how is that going to be a thing? Like, how do you stealthily give them a deer? Trojan horse. Holy shit. Did you guys hear that? That wasn't from the game. That was just thunder. Yeah. If I lose connection suddenly, sorry about that. That's just Texas thunder. I saw it actually appear on like the mic feed. I'm not gonna let you hop up on the table and piss. No, that's not a sound effect. That was just outside. That sounded very close. All right. Literally 1984. I've never seen this game before. This is called March of the Mice. It's a thing that I made. It's sort of like Twitch plays D&D. You all take care, or you all control one character named Bree, who's a soldier in an army, who's currently trying to discuss how exactly to attack this fortress. There's polls in chat that will let you know like what the votes are. And then I go, okay, what do you guys want to do? And then I'll have redemptions up, and then people, you know, say things that they want to do. And then you can have your thing added to the poll, and then I kind of go off of vibes, like what got the most votes. Can I combine the things in like second and third? That kind of thing. Where's my choice? Tito, what did you put? No, we're not allowing you to hop up on the table and piss on the king. That's just, no, we're not. I was like, oh, did I miss one? And then I look back through to see what you picked. Alright, why is my phone buzzing? It's a scam call. Alright. Yeah, if there's like a tornado warning or something. Vote. Vote. All right. If they're so helpless, what's the point of rushing in? We might lose it all instead of just winning a little later. And how long do you precisely expect that we should wait? If they have additional forces on their way, which they very well may. Again, there's no way for them to have had communication out, but if they know that we're... If they know that they're surrounded, if they haven't had word back from their leader in a while, surely they would come to protect him. I see you're not a man to have patience and wait. You are continuing to piss off King Ava as he tries his best not to immediately assault you again. I don't want a good opportunity slipping through our fingers just because you all are too cowardly to take a good opportunity when it is handed to you on a silver platter. Okay, King, you want to be a brave little boy? You do it. You be the big brave king. You do your solo charge. Bitch. King Ava rounds the table and immediately decks you to the ground. You watch your damn tongue when you are speaking to me. He rounds back to the other side of the table and begins to glower at you again. He sighs and sort of just slams his hand down on the table and he goes, if you all just want to stand here and wait for nothing to happen, then we can do that. With a huff, he leaves the room, leaving you all to just sort of stare at the table again. Okay, bye. Now eat the pieces. There's no one to stop you now. The other two gentlemen stare at you, wondering what you're gonna do. If you don't mind, can you just leave those where they are? Do you have a additional information or something? Is there a reason that you're doing this? You pick up one of the pieces and attempt to eat it. Everyone's concerned. It's not edible. You leave the war room having successfully attempted to eat one of the pieces and spitting it out because it wasn't very edible. On your way out, you run into a couple of soldiers who are sitting in the trenches, one of which is peering over the trench wall with some binoculars, just trying to get a good look around. He comes down from the wall. Oh, hey, you're Bree, right? The St. Greg's place guy, right? That happens to be true. Whether or not you are a guy or not is a different thing, and that's up for y'all to decide. But do the mice know about catapults? The mice know about cannons. You nod. Oh, that's so cool. It's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Were you just talking to everyone in the war room? Do we have a plan? Are we pushing in? What's going on? I just wanted to say thank you. I've got some family that lives over in St. Greg's place. I heard they all made it out alive. I'm going to go and open up redemptions again. These guys are Falling Moon soldiers. Just as an aside, like, you didn't own the king or their kings. All according to Kaku. So I'm gonna go ahead and reject that one just because he's not the king, or they're not the king. will absolutely never come up in conversation because there's absolutely no reason for it to. But King Ava is... I'm going to go ahead and... hold redemptions. But King Ava is descendant of laboratory mice. Which the type of mice that they use in lab experiments have a higher propensity for aggression and for being intersex. Just random interesting fact I learned about them. Diversity win. This monarch who's a massive asshole has a higher chance of being intersex. I mean, most of the species would have died off without labs keeping them bred anyway. Not a lot of good survival traits. Rev, please choose mine. I didn't actually, like, check to see what you guys were saying, so I'm really hoping that you guys didn't put some weird goblin stuff in here. I was just sort of copying and pasting as I went. What do you see on the enemy side? Put faith in the Rat King. Tell me, are there any merchant crows in the area? What if we start a forest fire around the enemy base and cover them in oil, thus deep frying them? Do you know about St. Greg's? Hug them. Dude, you should go in there and eat the pieces. They're delicious. Cheese to meet you? Smile for a moment, then scream real loud. Do a little dance. Ask to borrow the binoculars, then attempt to eat them. Find the king and get him to smack us a third time. Shit aggressively. I suggest eat edible pieces next war meeting. It's all going according to Kakaku. All of the poll answers are shit posts. Excluding the one that's winning. I really should have drawn new art for the king slapping you, to be fair, considering that you guys absolutely would piss him off given a chance. We are very slappable, to be fair. What do you see on the enemy side, you say? Not much. They just sort of hold up in there. Chances are that they're just gonna chill until we decide we're actually gonna do anything. The man with the rifle turns to you and says, you much for, games? Kind of bored and honestly only one of us needs to be looking over the walls, so, you down for some Perfect Break? Perfect Break is a gambling game that people like to play just to, you know, have a thing to do. It's common among soldiers to carry a dice just in case if someone challenges you. Believe in the heart of the cards. Would you guys like to gamble? Can we eat the dice after? Yes. Chat says yes, they want to gamble. Alright, so welcome to this dice game I made. Let me explain the rules. It's called Perfect Break. It's for 2 to 4 players. I figured that they wouldn't be playing any of the gambling games that we play because, yeah, why would they? So basically, you're going to roll 1 dice. And either it's going to be even or odd. So you'll say even or odd, and then you'll say single or group. If you say, for instance, even single, then that means that you're going to roll an even number, and the other person is not going to roll an even. They use tiny mouse-sized dice, of course. So if you get one of the things right and your opponent gets none of the things right, then you got more correct guesses than they did. Did I test this with my wife? No, I did do some testing though. And then if there's a chance that, you know, both people roll the same, like they both get, you know, for instance, you both say like even group, and then it ends up being like you roll a 2 and they roll a 4, so it is even and you are in a group. That means that, you know, you would roll that you would have the exact same thing, so then whoever rolls higher. So in that case, if someone rolled a 2 and the other person rolled a 4, whoever rolled the 4 would be the person who would win that one. You can also call Perfect Break, which is sort of a crazy person thing to do. A Perfect Break is where everyone rolls the exact same number. So, for instance, everyone rolls 2s. Obviously, it's statistically unlikely, but it's a thing. Do these rules make sense? Always be calling Perfect Break. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and make a poll, but rather than, you know, wasting y'all's points on it, I'm just gonna say even, odd, single, group, Perfect Break. Is 1 dice per person, yes. They're 6-sided dice, standard dice. Do we get more reward if we call Perfect Break correctly? Perfect Break trumps anything and everything else. So Perfect Break is the automatic win condition. If you call it, it's sort of like getting a royal flush. You're not going to get it. Do you still have to call odd or even if you call a Perfect Break? No. Royal flush is when you take a very fancy shit, isn't it? Only call Perfect Break if Perfect Break wins out over the other options. Vote. If you lose, you should not eat your dice. That you wouldn't have a dice to play with anymore, and it would be sad. Looks like a majority of the people have chosen even single. So you say even single, and then he responds with odd single. Neither of you win. You both say single, though, so it's a tie. Let me create another poll. I should probably create multiples of these. Single, odd, even, group, perfect, break. Okay. Allow multiple choices, create poll, copy, paste. This isn't even war, but I'm still nervous. So right now, it's been a tie so far. One roll. While you guys are voting, I'm going to set up the next one. Did I not make it multiple choice? I swear to God. Did I screw that up? It is. Okay, good. Did you even ask the questions from our last poll? You did. And I'll let the votes come in a bit more. While you're rolling dice and stuff, you start to have a conversation. So, you're from Fallen Moon, right? Same here. A little bit like west of St. Greg's place. I had some cousins and stuff, and extended family that lived in St. Greg's place. God. Okay, one more vote. Tell him you know St. Greg. You do not know St. Greg. Oh my God. These votes, dude. No, it's the same poll. You guys just... You're right. Like, everything is exactly timed. How are the random numbers determined? I pre-rolled all the dice. And then I made their decisions separate from what the actual results are. Do you know what happened there? Yeah, it sounds awful. I'm not cheating. I'm the opposite of cheating. He has a very specific voting or system to his calls, which is independent of what the actual rolls were. Okay, I'm gonna be... Oh, so here's the deal. Odd has 19 votes. Perfect Break has 18. Single has 16. That puts it like right on the line. In fact, single has the same as group. I think we're gonna have to go with Perfect Break because single has the same amount as group. So there's no way I can reconcile those things. Like we just have to go with. So it would be either odd single, odd group. So you go for Perfect Break. Kind of looks at you like, what the hell? But you roll the dice anyway. Oh, and he said even single, by the way. Shit. That looks really bad. I swear to God he did. I'll tell you his answer on the next one. His next one is going to be even single. Why don't I just have him call it out first? All right. Here's the next poll. As an aside, the way I had him, just to make it clear that I'm not cheating, the way I determined his votes is I rolled a separate sector or separate list of dice, and then his answers are what would have been the correct answer had he chose it for those, if that makes sense. Also, even signal or single is also a really like gamer choice, I should say, because the highest you could possibly roll is a 6, which is an even. So if you say even single, then you're the only person rolling a 6. So then you would be the winner in that by default because you roll higher. I still haven't quite figured out the strategy to this game. Can you play this during the Vinesauce's Hope charity event? Sure, if people actually like it. Oh, fuck. I forgot to make this one a multiple choice one. Even, odd, single, group, perfect, break. I don't know why I'm putting other options on it. Wish you could make the same poll multiple times. Like, there's absolutely no reason to do that in most situations. Chat with 15 votes says perfect break again. He says, and I'm going to say it again this time, even single. Somehow you actually called the perfect break. Absolute gamer move. Greg wanders up because you guys have started to make a bit of a crowd. Hey, you mind if I join y'all? No, get in here. You're with Bree, right? Are you part of their crew? Yeah, we've been riding together for the last, I don't know, little while. Greg joins the battle. Let's see. Results. Oops, I actually have to like send it to you guys before I can click the results. So the more players, the less likely a perfect break is. Exactly. And the more likely a group is. But if you can be in a single and you call it, that's a slightly better hand than calling a group. The other guy says odd group. Greg says odd group as well. Greg has apparently already played this game a few times and brought his own dice, so he's very aware of the situation. Oh, I forgot to make that one Ooh. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's important. That's really good. I just realized that I can make polls real fast with the same results. Chat goes with even group. The choices have been made. So to be clear, everyone else went with odd group. Greg wins. Let me send you guys that poll. Greg. So, what's it like, having, Bree here as part of your crew? Like, probably it's kind of hard. I mean, you guys weren't there. What was up with that? We were, delivering some, documents. It was the assignment we're actually on, just, you know. Bree kind of looked like the guy, so they're able to do the informant thing. Oh, that's wild. I was kind of wondering why, like, one lone tank commander, or tank, I guess you're not the commander yet. Any chance that you getting a promotion or anything? There's been no talk of it, but... Okay, which one did I send y'all? Is this one the one that has... Okay, hold up. Okay, that's not the one I sent y'all. That one I sent y'all. You need to probably name these things different things. But I guessed 2 minutes ago. So that has to be the one I sent y'all. So currently, Perfect Break is winning. They're getting confusing. Okay, I'll start giving them actual proper names from here on out. Well, after this next one. Because I've already made it. Insane grind set. Perfect break all the time, every time. Just as an aside, to roll two of the same thing, like to roll boxcars or snake eyes or something, that's a 16% chance. If I remember correctly. I don't know what it is on 3 dice. It just does not happen. Unless if it does. It's 1 in 36 for 2 dice. Well, it'd be different because it's... God, I don't know what the math is on it. Because it's also like you could roll any of the groups. So it's 6 in 36. So it'd be 1 in 6? Is that right? Because it could be both 1s, both 2s, both 3s, both 4s, both 5s, both 6. So 1 in 6. That's not horrible odds. Yeah, that would be a 16% chance. Anyway, it's not as likely as calling evens or odds. I think I've made a pretty decent gambling game, if I do say so myself. Anyway, you guys vote Perfect Break again, I guess. No, wait. Even has 12. Group has 10. So it ties? All right. Let's get you guys to finish that vote. Go for the Chad room. Or the Chad maneuver and say, perfect break, even! Like hyper specific. We will only roll 2s, 4s, or 6s. I suppose that would trump perfect break. I mean, you got it once. The guy that you haven't introduced yourself to really yet because he already knew you, says even group. Greg goes with odd group again. An absolute Chad move, you say perfect break. Everyone stares at you because that's insane. No one wins. Can we ask the other guy his name? Yeah, sure. It's Daniel. How's it going, man? All right. Did we already do this one? Okay. So I made this poll with before we said that we should do the things. Hey Danielle, just wondering, have you seen any merchant crows in the area? I'd like to talk to one of their commanders before we make our final decision. Isn't that like straight up a war crime, man? Like, I don't know, like, kind of figured you wouldn't do that. Like, let's let the neutral parties be neutral, man. No, I just have a question for. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking about like enemy position stuff. Should have known better than that. Please, for the love of God, you guys are gonna do it every time. So have you seen any around? Nah. Generally, they like to stay away from war zones. I mean, fair enough. I don't want to be here either, but you know, we do what we do. So let's see. Which one are we on? That one. Okay. The other guy says odd single. Greg says even single. You say perfect break like a normal person does. Daniel wins. Everyone's just kind of getting used to you rolling like a madman. Oh, I didn't load one of them in? What? Hold up. There we go. Let me give you guys another poll. What am I doing? I got off on my count somehow. I have no idea how I've done this. Bree, you know you're not supposed to call perfect break on every one, right? Like, you don't generally win like that. I'm going for style points here. We're not here for winning. We're here for glory. So you just haven't seen any merchant crows in the area in the last few days. Just really have this letter I'd like to send to my parents before anything crazy kicks off. Well, I'm sure there's some around here somewhere, but you know, I would assume that you would have seen some coming in. I think that the King Ava ended up buying some stuff on the way in as well. Can we go find the king, get our ass slapped again? No. Did I link? Okay, I did link it to y'all. Both Greg and Dan both say even group. Waiting for the votes to kind of calm down. One thing I didn't account for in this voting thing is A, that you guys are insane, and B, that the voting option of perfect break does tend to get over, like, it just has to beat out some of them, you know? But it looks like even group wins. So literally everyone calls even group. Greg kind of looks at you. Honestly, I expected you to go for perfect break again. No one wins. If you get, so if a 3, a 5, and a 2 get rolled, and you call even single, do you win? If you rolled the 2, you do. If you rolled the 3 or the 5, you would need to call odd group to win. Or if someone who rolled the 2 called even group, and you called, like, odd group, then you would have gotten it with the 3 or the 5. Because you had more of the information correct in your guess. I probably got to get back to actually watching stuff, and you guys probably should get back to the tank to, I don't know, do whatever tank people do. But it's been real nice hanging out with you guys. Y'all are real cool. Even group. Sure, why not? I'm feeling lucky. Greg kind of just sits there with a pensive look. Bree, I think you might have a point. I'm gonna go with perfect break. Dan just kind of looks at both of you like, what the hell? I just feel it this time, Bree. I do. I got a feeling about these things. Vote. Greg's voting pattern is based on what I think is the best voting pattern, and mixed with also combining that with I had him vote based on whatever the previous answer was. So he's influenced by whatever the correct answer on the last roll was. Again, not super relevant information. Just thought it was neat. Mice AI. With a majority of the vote, you also go, you know what? Greg, you're right. We should always say perfect break, because when it happens, right? You and Greg do a high five. A low five, really, because you're trying not to get your heads blown off by enemy gunfire. But you do a little high five. Greg 5. And then roll your dice. Greg is very excited. Suck it, Dan! So while Dan did call even group, and this is an even group, perfect break always beats that. Let's call it here. Let's end it on a high note. Thanks, Daniel. This is a fun session. If there was wanted to send a message, you wouldn't send it through a crow. You just, you know, hands one off to, I don't know, the male people. Anyway, yeah, I should probably get back to work, but it was nice playing with you guys. Thanks. And then let's see. With that, I think that, yeah, that's all I've drawn for now. But I believe, barring any significant deviation from what we decided in the war room last time, or between this time and the next time, I think that the plan that has been decided by the leaders, you decided something? You decided to wait and do some attrition for a while. And then, do you wanna do one last vote? One last vote. Attrition. Push with tanks first. Push with infantry first. These are kind of... I guess multiple choice is fine on this. Alright. There's that. So keep in mind, you guys are in a deer tank, so you would... to me, it sounds like y'all wanted to do attrition. But we can use the secondary one from there to decide what to do from there. Does the King 5 final say? They're more likely to go with his opinion because he has war experience, but also because he's kind of hyper aggressive. I changed my mind after the perfect break ending. We push all in. The advantage of pushing with the tanks is that they don't have, I mean, I guess we can just go back to the war room. The advantage of pushing it with the tanks first is that they basically have no anti-tank fire, as far as, you know, King Ava was able to find using his illicit means. But if they've laid out traps, for instance, like pitfalls or anything that screws up the deer's movement, similar to what you guys had in the assault on St. Greg's place, you could possibly get skewered or something, and then, you know, the deer are functionally useless. But if you push in with the infantry first, you know that they've got anti-infantry fire. So they absolutely will take out infantry. But you'll probably be safe. Perfect break their backs. Make them perfectly humble. You can't perfect break attrition warfare. You're not... All right. That's probably enough time to let things go. So attrition wins, followed by push with the tanks first. So the next session will be at the end of this month. It'll be on Thursday, the last Thursday of this month, which is the 26th. And on the 26th, we'll see whether or not the plan to wait a week or so was the right plan, or if it was a bad plan. And then you guys will push in with the tanks. Real life time skip. A couple weeks will have passed where you'll just be, you know, hanging out, waiting for them to basically starve out, and then you can push in and actually do the push and actually get to some real fighting. So anyway, let me pause the audio, and then we've got one art here that I want to show off. Yeah, just the one for now. We got one art, and it's from Creative Sam. Let me go ahead and pull it up on here. There we go. Whip. This one is from Creative Sam. It's of Vinny and okay. I've been able to recognize everyone. We got Vinny because he's got his hat. We got Yoel because he's got a skull shirt. We got Mike because he's saying come. And then you got me because I'm linked in this. And yeah, that is an expression I make sometimes. Tita Titanium, thank you for the 14 months of support. I'm sorry I didn't allow you to piss on everything. Sorry, that was really weird. Thank you for the support. Hashtag free the pee. Sorry for piss blocking you. Thank you for the support. And I believe that's all the art for now. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And I'll see you tomorrow with something. I don't know what. And I'll see you guys at the end of this month for more of this. I'll see you guys later. Brr.